race day in Indianapolis. I'm Paul Payne.
80 years ago, Hemingway said, "There are only 3 sports: bullfighting, mountaineering, and motor racing. The rest are merely games." In the last 80 years, motor racing has changed.
Allister Jr. has the lead. One more turn to go. Here they come. Come on, the Jr. makes the pass. Olsen got him. Around the outside of Penn.
In the 60s, those who stared death in the eyes and didn't blink became heroes, gladiators and steel chariots. In an era when cars were prepared in dimly lit backyard garages and filling stations for service space, speed was determined by how much risk one was willing to take. Then, Roger Penske showed up. A former racer turned entrepreneur, Roger Penske envisioned a team that was run like a business. To maintain stability, Penske Racing required capital. Enter DRL. Dan Luganbuehl was born in Bluffton, Ohio in 1945, the son of a financial analyst and a French teacher. Luganbuehl excelled academically. He was a multi-sport athlete at Bluffton High School and achieved the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts, as well as being a member of the prestigious Order of the Arrow. His services to the community was, and still is, felt as Dan actively supports local causes to this day. The competitiveness, the selflessness, and the interpersonal skills he cultivated in Bluffton would prove to be critical in his career. While studying at the University of Cincinnati, Luganbuehl became interested in motorsports, formed LUG, Lug Racing, to compete in the Northeast Ohio Sports Car Club of America. When a cousin arrived at Mid-Ohio to watch Dan race in his Formula V, Dan told him, "You don't need to mention to Mom and Dad that I'm driving this car." I forgot to tell him. An early glimpse of Dan's skill managing the message. Before graduating college in 1968, Luganbuehl completed an internship with a tire company in Akron, Ohio. The experience provided him exposure to big-time auto racing. It led to landing his first role as a professional, representing NASCAR driver Charlie Glotzback. Penske noticed the attention to detail and offered him a role in marketing at his budding race team in 1969. Luganbuehl rewarded him by nurturing Sunoco sponsorship that propelled the team to its first Indianapolis 500 victory with Mark Donohue in 1972, and the formula for a successful racing operation was born. The years that followed established Team Penske as the preeminent North American motorsports organization, on the track and off. Dan negotiated some of the most memorable partnerships in sports, Mears and Pennzoil, Wallace and Miller Brewing, and a parade of future Hall of Famers in the iconic Marlboro cars of the 90s and early 2000s. Forever a steward of the Penske brand, Luganbuehl approached the TV truck at Nazareth, Pennsylvania in 1987 to ask why they were leasing a budget truck rental instead of Penske truck leasing. The associate producer explained the budget trucks were less expensive. It wouldn't be a surprise to anyone who knows Dan that the TV truck was a Penske starting at the next race. It may have surprised some, however, when The Bachelor married the producer, Debbie Chirillo, 6 years later. Deb became a major contributor to motorsports in her own right, winning 9 sports Emmys for covering racing with ABC and ESPN. Dan became vice president of communications for Penske Corporation, an international automotive conglomerate, adding media public relations to his list of responsibilities both at the track and in the boardroom. His innovating work in this capacity earned him the respect of the media and induction into the Eastern Motorsports Association Hall of Fame. He was the 2021 recipient of the Angelopoulos Award for Sportsmanship. Indeed, Dan was adept at giving the press enough information to write their stories, not enough to tip his hand. In 1994, a press conference revealing the Mercedes-Benz engine that Penske commissioned for the Indy 500 in secrecy, Luginbuehl stated that the team just hoped to be competitive. Ellinger Jr. proceeded to lap all but one car on his way to victory. Huge deal, or as Dan would say it, well, fine then. Today, Team Penske is the most successful team in racing history, amassing 40 championships and over 500 wins, including a record 20 Indianapolis 500 victories. Dan's contribution was acknowledged when he was inducted into the Team Penske Hall of Fame in 2019, an honor shared with the key team executives and some of the best drivers who ever put on a fire suit. But Dan's contributions are still felt beyond the racetrack. Without Dan, Dom Perignon might have gone out of business. The Professional Society of Motorsports journalist called Dan Penske'S unfair advantage. The Eastern Motorsports Association stated that Dan practically invented auto racing public relations in the United States. No doubt, Dan wrote the formula still copied today for marketing, hospitality, and communication strategies among every major race team. A true pioneer in the greatest spectacle in racing. And 80 years well spent. Well, fine then.